Slack attack.
Hey, welcome back to Major Slack Attack, your first stop for totally insane Starfield gameplay. I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Where have you been, Slack? I have been busy. What have you been doing, Slack? I built a biplane. Wait, what now? I built a biplane. Have you totally lost it, Slack? Yes, I've totally lost it. I built a biplane. No, I thought it'd be a great idea to take one of man's earliest examples of aerodynamics, like, you know, earliest flying machines, and take it into Starfield and take it into space. And this is what I came up with. It totally kicks ass. It's fully functional, and yeah. Let me take you on the tour. This is it. This is first of all, let me show you it's taking off. Every time I take off in this thing, see, here it is. It's humongous, eh? I had this idea over the Christmas, well, just before I left for the Christmas holidays. It was just killing me that I couldn't work on it while I was at my mom's place doing the turkey thing and turkey and pumpkin pie thing. And then when I got back, quiet you, we're doing a walkthrough here. Yeah, and then when I got back, I had no videos, so then I had to pump up a couple of main quest videos. Just to keep everybody happy, and finally I had time to work on this. This took 3 days. Watch it take off. This is a riot. Every time I watch this thing take off, I crack right up.
Ready for takeoff in 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, we got some activity here. You just asking for it. Check this out. It totally kicks ass. This is great. I earned 2 achievements with this thing. Want another one? And this is the last one.
You can't win this!
Oh, I accidentally destroyed it. I wanted to take it over. That's okay, I already got the... Yeah, totally kicks ass. It is ready for late game combat. It's totally ready. So let's land this sucker and talk a little more about it, and then I'm going to show you how to make it. I made it from the default Frontier. And all in, it cost me... How much did it cost me, Mr. Laptop? Mr. Laptop says it cost me 356,536 credits. And you will require the piloting skill maxed out and the starship design skill maxed out. Both of which I've done in this walkthrough. Okay, I'll put links in the video description and in the pinned comment where you can get those, when you could watch those videos and see how to max out piloting and max out... That's awesome. I've never seen it look like this. I fucking love this ship. I'm gonna use this for like the rest of the walkthrough, eh? Hope you realize. Look at that. That's beautiful. I have no idea why some people think Starfield is boring. I had a fucking riot building this. I spent 3 days on it, and if it weren't for the fact that I promised everybody a video today, I'd spend another 3 days on it because I want to work on the paint job a little more. But yeah, I had a fucking riot, pardon my French, building this. So I don't understand some of the criticism that Starfield is boring. And if you think Starfield is boring, I got a question for you. Why are you watching this video? Huh? What are you doing here? Busted! Busted! Okay, so yeah, I earned 2 achievements with this ship already. I earned the coveted Fleet Commander achievement, which only, I believe, 6.2% of all players have got this achievement. I collected 10 ships. And I also got the Fixer achievement. I don't know how I did that building the ship. I think it had something to do with doing missions. Alright, so let me show you how I built this. let me roll back to a save where I have about 400,000 credits ready to go. I'm going to show you exactly how I built this sucker, okay? Okay, so I'm back at a save where I have 430,000 credits. And we last left off on the walkthrough. We got Starship Design rank 4, and I used the default frontier to do that. Turned it into a hunk of junk, and I took the trouble to turn it back into the default frontier. I bought all the original parts back when I needed. It cost me 6,000 credits. So this is what I'm going to use, so everybody be on the same page regardless of whether you follow this walkthrough or not. Okay, so I'm going to use the default frontier to build this, what I'm going to call, or what I did call, the SSOS biplane. That's Slack Squadron of Outrageous Starships biplane. Alright, and there's like more outrageous starships on the way. Okay, so we're going to use this, and like I said, you will need piloting rank 4, Starship Design rank 4, and I'm currently at level 55. That may make a difference because parts get unlocked the higher your level. I'd like to know if anybody did this build at a lower level, but I'm at level 55. Right, so let's get busy. First thing we're going to do is, and you also need a landing pad with the shipbuilder option. So at any outpost, build a landing pad with the shipbuilder option because those have the most parts available to you, but they don't have all the parts. Let's start off by going to, I got a detailed plan here, Mr. Laptop, because it's got it all laid out for me. Mr. Laptop says go to Neon Ship Services first of all. So that would be at Voli. Zoom in, go to Voli Alpha, spin on around. Don't go to Neon Core, go to Neon, okay, and land there. This build has changed dramatically over the past 3 days, and I had to take a ton of notes and rework the notes, so I hope the notes that I have now are solid. I just did a practice run. It seemed to work out alright. Here we're going to buy a reactor.
What can I do for you?
That is not available.
Your ship for Sure, have at it.
Okay, glad you. Okay, here we're going to buy a reactor that is not available at the shipbuilder, the landing pad shipbuilder. Okay, so we're going to work on the Frontier shipbuilder, and we're going to buy a Class C reactor. So let's just pull this grav drive off here, delete this, and attach, go over to reactors, all the way down to the bottom. Now, you can vary this build however you like. I'm showing you the deluxe SSOS biplane. You could do like a super econo job. You can go like with a much cheaper reactor, but it's important that this reactor, whatever reactor you choose, it's important that it has attach points in both the front and the back in order to make this build. And it should be a 2-level reactor as well for like aesthetic reasons. So it should be at least 2-level reactor. So at least a Class B reactor. Okay, so I'm going to go with the top of the line Fusar DC 403 reactor. That's it. That there. And it's going to move this up one slack. There we go. Tuck that in there. Costs a pretty penny. All systems nominal. Out we go. Next. Now we're going to Neon Core. And we're going to buy a cockpit that is also not available in the landing pad shipbuilder. So in Neon Core, find Seaguard's Outfitters. Go past Seaguard's Outfitters. Look for the Stroud Eklund showroom. And we're going to go to this shipbuilder.
What can I...
Okay, go over to your Frontier shipbuilder. Okay, we have to prepare this for the cockpit. Has some detailed instructions on how to do this. Remove all weapons from the cockpit. Okay, so take this off. Take this off. Delete the cockpit. Move the cowling and weapons forward and down to the front. That's right. Okay, so take this plus the 2 weapons here. Drag it forward. Down 1. And attach it there. And now we can attach this cockpit, which is one of the rare cockpits that has access on the bottom. Okay, so go over to cockpits. And any of these Kontiki cockpits will do the trick. Go with the cheapest one. Okay, I'm going to go with the Kontiki B300. Okay, slap that on there, and then we're just going to take these weapons, move them up, and put them on top. There we go. All systems nominal, exit.
For you.
Alright, and now we can go back to our landing pad ship builder and do the rest of the build there, because all the other parts that we need are available there. So back to our Bezel 3B outpost, or whatever outpost you're using for your landing pad ship builder, and land. Alright, over to our slowly developing SSOS biplane. Alright, so all the parts that we bought, they're not going anywhere. Actually, what you should do, just in case, you should do a quick save. Okay. Okay, so we have the Kontiki and we have the new reactor, this Class C reactor, which will allow us to put all kinds of Class C parts on our ship. The best way to start this build is to simply delete everything. Okay, don't worry, all the parts that we just bought we'll get back for free as soon as we apply them. It's just a matter of remembering which parts we bought. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through that. Right, so this starts off with the landing pad. Landing bay, rather. Alright, so go over to bays. And this is the one you want, the 120 LD landing bay. Next, we're going to put the Acculander 11 landing gear on the back of it. Over the gear. You're going to see this, the Acculander 11 landing gear port. It always starts out like that. Don't worry about it. Just slap that sucker on. Pull it off. Edit. Flip until you get the version that has attach points on either side. Okay, so if you just press the edit button and you use the flip button to cycle through the variants. Okay, this is something I recently discovered. So go for the variant that has attach points on both sides, here and here. Okay, slap that on there like that. Next, the Nova Galactic Frontier 2x1. This is one of the original parts on the Frontier. Go over to Habs. Just look for the plus sign as you scroll down. You'll find it right away. There it is. Nova Galactic Frontier 2x1. Slap that on top of your landing bay, and it should be flush like that. Next, the Hope 11 Docker 4. Put that on the front of the NG Frontier 2x1. So right here, this attach point right here. Attach, and you're looking for Dockers. This one here, the Hope 11 Docker 4. Okay, so this will help simulate the propeller part of the biplane. And we're going to put other parts around it later on. Next, the Nova Galactic Workshop 2x1. So on the back of the Frontier 2x1. Over to Habs. Go down to Nova Galactic All-in-One Berth 2x1A. And you're going to cycle through the variant. See the buttons at the bottom? Previous variant, next variant. You can use those to cycle through the variants. So we're looking for the workshop. That'll give you all the workbenches. Next, did I give a tour of the ship? I'm so excited about this, I forgot. Nova Galactic Workshop 2x1 did that. The Kontiki Bridge. Back here on top of the Nova Galactic Frontier 2x1 at the front. Attach. Go to cockpits. Oh, here come the authorities. Slack is doing something outrageous. Okay, go. Just look for the plus sign. And you'll find it. This one right here. Okay, that means we don't have to pay for it. We even get money back. Okay, put the Kontiki Bridge right on top of there like that. Nova Cowling 2LTM. This is going to go on top of the rear of the Nova Galactic Frontier right here. So right here. And this is structurals. Structural. And go down to Nova Cowling. And you're looking for the Nova Cowling 2LTF. That one right there. But this is the wrong variant. Scroll over. This is one you want. The Nova Cowling 2LTM. Is that right? That's the one. Slap it on. Next. We want a grav drive. This will simulate the cockpit of the biplane. Okay, so we're going to put the grav drive right here. This, if you want to save some money, you can go with the real cheapo grav drive. I'm going to go with pretty high-end one. This one here, the R3000 Alpha grav drive. Slap down on there, like that. And to simulate the head of the pilot in the biplane, you're going to put a shield generator on top of the grav drive. Once again, you can go cheapo with this. I'm going to go top of the line. Okay, so looking for shield generators. Looking for the best of this series here, protector shield generator. Okay, so this will give you 810 shield maximum health. Slap that on there like that. Next. Just looking at my notes here. My notes say... Oh, I did something out of order. That's alright. Alright, flanking the back of the workshop. This is the workshop. Right. Okay, so this is the workshop right here. This attach point here. We're going to put a couple of fuel tanks. And the ones that will look really nice to give a nice rounded look to the fuselage of our biplane would be the M40 Ulysses 83 tank. If you want more fuel, go with this one. But you only need this one. Alright, so I'm going to go with this. And same thing on the other side. We could just duplicate it. And edit, flip, accept, and there we go. Just like that. Next. Cargo hold. This is going on flanking the front of the workshop. So there's the workshop. Because we want lots of cargo, right? Of course. Like I said, this is not just a plane that looks outrageously good. It's actually fully functional. Cargo. And once again, I want to respect the rounded look to the fuselage. So we're going to go with this one right here. The Galleon S202 cargo hold. Now I know it doesn't look right now, but let's just slap it on. Then you're going to rip it off, edit, and flip. There we go. And slap it on like that. Okay, and then we can just duplicate it. Hold down the options button and you'll see duplicate. Press that, slide it over here, drop it, edit, flip, drop, and drag it over. Slap that on like that. There you go. Next. Did the shield generator and the Nova bracer on the rear of the landing gear. Who the what now? Uh-oh, my notes are wrong. Well, it's a good thing I've done this build so many times. Yeah, that's a note from an old build. Okay, what goes here is this thing here. This Novacali 2LTM. Just duplicate it and put that there, okay? And that is the front fuselage complete. Now we're going to work on the rear fuselage. Attached to the end of the workshop, we're going to slap on the science lab. So go over to halves, stick with the same Nova Galactic, look for the 2x1, slide over through the variants until you get to the science lab. There it is. Slap that on. And underneath, we're going to need a lot of landing gear. Oh. My bad. That note, Mr. Laptop is screaming at me. That note is correct. Okay, my bad. Right here at the end of the landing gear, here, you're going to slap on a Nova bracer. So over to structural. Slide on down, Nova bracer. Yeah, this is kind of a filler connector kind of deal. Okay. So right there, right in between at the bottom where the two fuel tanks are, right next to this landing gear, Nova bracer. And there's your science lab that we just added. Next. Beneath the science lab, we're going to get another one of these Acculander landing gears. We could just duplicate this one. And yet another one. Alright. So the science lab has two landing gear below it. Next. The Deimos Wing A on the sides of the science lab and land. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, to give like the fuselage a nice tapered look as it goes from front to back. What you could do is you could add another one of these, but I found that was getting too expensive, and it's just a whole bunch of fuel that you don't need. So if you wanted to do that, give a real nice look to the fuselage as it goes to the back. But I abandoned that idea because it's too expensive. We don't need all that fuel. So instead, I went for a structural part and the Deimos Wing A. This thing right here. And go through the variants until you get the right variant. This is the right variant for this side. And then we're just going to duplicate it down one level and stick that right there. Okay, so we got two Deimos Wing A starboard aft. Swing it on around to the port side. You do the same thing here. Deimos Wing port. Go to the other variant. That's the one. Slap that sucker on. Duplicate it. Edit down one level. Edit, accept, and slap that sucker there. So now it has the fuselage has a nice tapered look as it goes from front to back. Alright? Next would be the Novacali 2LTA. That goes right here to continue the tapering of the fuselage as it goes from front to back. So the Novacali, and Mr. Laptop says this is the second variant of the 2LTM. Okay, this gets kind of tricky. First of all, let's go at it. Because I noticed certain variants are only available according to what attach point you start off with. So this one says on top of the science lab. That means that we start with this attach point right here, then go to the Novacali 2LTA. No, it's not there. So it must be here. Use this attach point. My bad. Still not there. This is the one. Why do I read my notes? My notes say right here, the second variant of 2LTM. Okay, so let's just back out and see if we can, like, make that solid. Starting off with this attach point here. Huh. Aha! That's what's going on. See, it changes. No wonder. Okay, well, anyways, it's start off with right here, this attach point here, down to Novacalling 2LTF, go to the second variant and the one that tapers down like that, which is the Novacalling 2LTA. But if you cycle back to the first variant, it now says 2LTM. Don't ask me why. This is the one you want. Alright? This one right here. Okay? Next, we're going to add on the reactor that we bought. Okay, just look for the plus sign beside the prices, because we already bought it, so we're getting it back for free and then some. It's right there, this one here, the Fusor DC 402 reactor, or whatever reactor you bought. Slap that on the back there. To the bottom rear of the reactor, we're going to add another one of those landing gears. This same landing gear here, just duplicate it. Add it right there. And to the rear of the landing gear, right here, at Deimos, go to structural and go to the very top, and the Deimos, nope, should be a Deimos belly something. This thing right here, the Deimos belly 4. As soon as you apply it though, it's going to be called the Deimos belly aft. That one there, see? Those nice tapers up like that. Beautiful. Next, the engines. We're going to be adding a ton of weight to the ship with the wings, so we're going to need some good engine thrusting power. Okay, so to the top of the rear of the reactor right here, we're going to add top of the line engine. Almost top of the line, this here, but it also has to do with the look. Okay, something nice, slim, and long. The Dunn 61 engine. And you need 2 of them, so stack another one on top of that. And line it up. Okay, just like that. Next, purely for aesthetics, on top of the reactor, we're going to add Nova engine stretch. So over to structural. Nova engine stretch, those right there. There's only one variant. On top of the engine at the front here, we're going to add the Deimos spine E4. So Deimos tend to be near the top. Spine E4, that one right there. And at the back, we're going to add the Deimos tail A. That one right there. Okay? And that's part of our tail wing. Okay, so there's the entire fuselage and a bit of the tail built. At this point, you should have no errors, just simply missing weapon assignments. And what we're going to do is right at the front of the Nova Galactic Frontier. Just checking my notes here. Add horizon and weapon mounts on the sides of the Nova Galactic Frontier at the front. Yeah, okay. So right here, go to structural, all the way to the top, horizon, weapon mount. One there, and one on the other side. Okay, now if you want to use the original weapons that are on the Frontier, I recommend you do this anyways because we're going to exit and save. So if you don't want to lose those weapons, add them back. So on these two weapon mounts, hover over it, and just look for it underneath value. Look for anything with a plus sign. So there's the Mahler 104 cannon. Cannon has plus 171. Add that. Next, look for the plus sign. There we go. Plus 996. The Dragon 221 on the other side. Another one of those. And finally, the final weapon that was on the original Frontier, the Atlatl. I finally learned how to pronounce this. Atlatl. I saw a movie a couple weeks ago on Netflix. It's really interesting. And Atlatl is this kind of like this contraption, this woodsman contraption that can launch a spear at really high speeds. That's an actual thing. I thought it was like an acronym like ATL. It's not. It's the actual name of a kind of a medieval weapon. Atlatl. Okay. For your information. Okay, so that's it. So at this point, we've recovered everything that was free, and we built the main fuselage rear, front and rear, and you should have, all you have to do is just assign these weapons. Doesn't really matter. Primary weapon, pulse laser. Secondary weapon, the cannon, and the third weapon, the Atlatl missile launcher. And now you should be unassigned weapons. What's going on here? This should be the cannon, and this should be the cannon, and this should be the missile launcher. There you go, all systems nominal. Okay, so at this point, if you've done everything correctly, all systems are nominal, and you basically got the entire fuselage built. Now all we have to do is add the wings, but I strongly recommend that you exit, save, okay, and go back out, and do a quick save. Done and done. Okay, let's go back in there. Now we're going to add the wings. This is the fun part. Okay, the front wing assembly. Believe it or not, the entire front wing assembly is held on by simply one little structural part that we're going to add right here at the bottom of the landing gear. Strike that, the bottom of the cargo holds. Yeah, has to go there. Okay, so here at the bottom of the cargo hold, you're going to add a Daimler's Belly 4. So over to structural. This one right here, Daimler's Belly 4. Add it, but it's facing the wrong way. You want it facing the other way. So hover over it, edit, flip, and add it right there, just like that. Okay, so that tapers to the back, just like that. And you're gonna duplicate that on the other side. Okay, so duplicate it over to the watch it now. Let's try that again. Duplicate it. There we go. So one on each side. Now we can start building our wings. And here on the front of this, you're looking for the Stroud nose cap 2B. That's the one. This is our main wing part. Main front wing part. Stroud nose cap 2B. Doesn't matter about the foretop. Okay? Just like that. And we can simply duplicate it. And duplicate it again. The other side. And duplicate it again. Right there. Okay? Next, struts. Spin the ship around so that it's facing forward. Actually, let's work on the back of the these wings first here. This Daiml's belly aft, you could duplicate it. Right there, whoops. Come on, sweetheart. You know, it's Friday night. Here we go. And duplicate here, there, like that. Duplicate there, like that. Okay? Same thing on the other side. Duplicate it, slide it over. There he goes. There's the bottom wings. Alright, struts. Spin around to the front so that the ship is facing forward. Right here on the outside Stroud nose cap 2B. Right here. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one right here. You're going to add a Nova. Strike that. A Stroud engine bracer B. This one right here. Okay, it looks like that. Okay, you're going to stack up 3 of them. And again. Okay, having done that, what you could do is just select it, hold down options, select it, options, and select all 3, drag it off, or you could just like select all 3 like this and duplicate it, the whole thing, slide it over and put it right there, and do the exact same thing again on this side. So select all 3 of these struts, duplicate it, slide over, put one there. Duplicate it. There we go, there's our struts. Now what you can do is select this here and this one here together, duplicate it, slide it out. There we go. Double select it, edit up 4 levels, accept, and slide it over. There's the top wings. And do the same thing again. Duplicate it, and there you go. There's your wings. And for the centerpiece here, is exactly like this, except there's another variant. So right here, you want the Stroud. See, it's like the little one. That's the big one. That's the little one that fits in between. The Stroud nose cap B for top. Slap that in there. And for the backs of the wings, you could do the same thing here with the belly, the Daiml's bellies. Select 1, 2, 3, 4. Duplicate it. I fumble fingered that. Let's try this again. Let's just duplicate 3 because it's a lot easier. 1, 2, 3. Duplicate it. Put it there. Edit. Up a few levels. Accept. There we go. And same thing on the other side. Duplicate it. Put that there. And then we could just duplicate one of these. Put it there. Another one there. Put it there. There you go. There's your front wings. Who loves you? Slack loves us. That's right. Don't you forget it. Alright, let's work on the back wings. The back wings. Stroud mid-bracer ×2. Stick those to the side of the bottom engine at the rear. Okay, so there's the bottom engine at the rear. And we're looking for the Stroud mid-bracer ×2. There's the Stroud mid-bracer. That's one. And we're going to put another one on the other side. So duplicate it on the other side. And for the tips, we're looking for the Stroud cap A port 4. Strike that. That was the old build. The new build, I want to put the Daiml's bumper 4. So all the way to the top, the Daiml's are at the top. Demos bumper port 4. This one right here. Okay. If you put it on the starboard side, it changes over to STBD starboard. Okay, so just duplicate it. The other side. Edit, flip, no, edit, flip, accept, and slap that on there like that. And for the front of these tail wings, you can just put the Hope Tech Nose A port. This one right here. Hope Tech Nose A port. But it's facing the wrong way. See, the rounded side is here. You want the rounded side on the other side. So actually you could just select, edit, and flip. And that'll put the rounded side on the other side. Accept. And then you could duplicate it, slide it over. You've been busy, Slack. Yes, I've been busy. I've been busy. I know my shipbuilding like the back of my hand now. Same thing on the other side. Select, edit, flip, and that'll just put the middle variant. You want to flip again, because sometimes flip doesn't necessarily flip. Sometimes flip cycles through some hidden variants. It's something I recently discovered. Okay, so you got the nice rounded side here, nice rounded side there. That's it. That's our tail wing. That's it. At this point, all systems should be nominal again. Okay, it's fully functional. And that is the design. Now all you have to do is add the weapons. And that's entirely optional. I strongly recommend that you exit, accept, and save again. Okay, let's do another quick save. Okay, so like I said, we're going for the deluxe version. So we're going to add some kick-ass weapons. To complete the look of the propeller, like the business end of a biplane has this, like, typically has an engine and a whole bunch of crap, like engine stuff around here. So let's get rid of these weapons here, these old frontier weapons. Delete, 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 delete. And let's put on some kick-ass weapons. This is if you're going for the deluxe version. If you can't afford it, put whatever weapons you like. But I'm going for the PB300 Alpha Beam, particle beam all the way, just like totally kick-ass, all the way down to the bottom here. And this one right here, the PB300 Alpha Beam, 4 of those on these Horizon weapon mounts. Okay. And let's assign those to the primary weapon W0. Next, the secondary weapon, we can't add more of these because each one has 3 power and you can only have 12 power for each weapon system. So we have to add a different kind of particle beam. And we're going to put these 4 weapons on top of the cockpit, the Kontiki bridge, 1, 2, and here 3 and 4, just to kind of make it look neat. Okay, you could put one there, but it wouldn't look neat. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we're going to use, like I said, we can't use the PB300 anymore, so I have to scroll up to the next best particle beam, which is this one, a lot more expensive. It's only in Class B. That's probably why they charge you more. And we're going to put 4 of these, the PB175 Helion beam times 4. Okay, so you can just duplicate that one, put it there. And up here we're going to put another one of those, the PB175. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You can't put it there. We have to put it, because these 3 weapon attachments here, they can only hold certain kinds of weapons. So you have 3 weapon attachments here and 2 regular attachments there. So this is the only one that will hold the PB175 particle beam. So right there, PB175 Helion beam. And over here on the other side, same thing. Just double check that. 175 Helion beam. We're good. Okay, so those are your main weapons for just absolutely obliterating enemy ships, as you saw in the intro. If you want to take over a ship, you want some electromagnetic weapons. And we're going to put those here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go for the best of the best. All the way to the bottom, we're going to go for the first electromagnetic weapon as we scroll to the top, which is the Fulminator 8000. 4 of those. These are pretty cheap. Okay? And you can just duplicate it. There we go. Also, we just have to assign the weapons. So that would be W1, we want our second particle beam weapon, which would be the PB-175 Helion beam. And to take over other ships, we want to be able to destroy their ship parts without destroying the ship itself. The best thing to use for that is electromagnetic weapons. That would be the Fulminator 8000 suppressor. And that should be all systems nominal. Who loves it? Slack loves us. That's right. There we go. There's your biplane. All that's missing now is the paint job. I'm going to give you some tips about the paint job. Obviously, that's entirely up to you. How do you want to paint it? But I'm going to show you an easy way to paint only the wings, and so that like you have the wings one color and the body another color. Which was a cool thing to do. And if you want to do what I did, if you want to put stripes on the wings, you're going to have to change these parts here to instead of a Stroud nose cap 2B here, you will put 2 of these. Unfortunately, that will overload the ship and it'll put it into low mobility, but I didn't find any issues having it in low mobility. None whatsoever. The ship just still totally kicks ass, but that is one issue. Alright, so like what you would do is delete that and then put 2 of these here. That way you could paint these 2 parts here and make a stripe on the wings, and you can do the same thing on the other side. But for now, let's just go for the good mobility version right here. And all systems nominal, exit. There's your biplane. Oh, and of course, let's rename it. I already have one ready to go. I'm just going to call it the SSOS walkthrough. So I can, like, you know, because I've already got the other one all ready to go with the beautiful paint job that I worked on for several hours. I'm going to do that again. So this is just like, you know, a demonstration version. There you go. Fully functional. And of course, you can just make it your home ship. And as you can see, it's got fantastic cargo space. It's got 2200 cargo space. But we have the payloads skill maxed out, so that'll bump it up to like 3300 or something cargo space. Let's just exit. And as you can see, it's humongous. It's got the landing bay at the front. And just to review, this is the Nova Galactic Frontier 2x1. Oh, right, this has a research station. So we have 2 research stations. Okay, it's got a bed there, a galley there. You can swap out these halves for other halves, you know, whatever halves you like, you know. This is what I think, part of me, is optimal. And here's your weapon workbench, just start industrial workbench, spacesuit workbench. In the back, here's the science lab. So you got 2 research stations. I forget what I did with the Star Eagle. I solved that problem by putting another different kind of app. Pharmaceutical lab and another research station. Which is redundant, but whatever. I forgot that the Nova Galactic Frontier has a research station. There you go, it's fully functional. Ladder up to the cockpit. This is the only thing I don't like about this, is the cockpit. But this is the only cockpit that I could find that has bottom access, and you absolutely need that. There we go. This is not the greatest cockpit. Done and done. Okay, so tips about painting. I thought I made this my home ship. Alright, now if you want to paint the wings separately, instead of laboriously selecting each part of the wings, okay? You'd have to select this, you know, you have to select all the different parts and avoid selecting any parts of the fuselage. Okay, instead of doing that, remember that the entire wing, front wing assembly is held on by these 2 parts right here. That's it. Believe it or not, that's the only thing that's attaching the entire 2 front wings. So for a quick paint job of the wings, all you have to do is just simply delete these 2 parts. Then you can double click on any part of the wings in front, select the entire front wings and just drag them off like that. Or you could just paint them. See, they're no longer connected to the rest of the body. So you can just double click here and that only selects the wings. And then you can just paint them any color you like. And that will only paint the wings. So for example, you want to paint the wings completely yellow, color 2. Oh, and another trick about painting. Once you select a color for color 1, hit accept. That will put that color swatch in the colors, like selection of color swatches. Then double click again to select all the wings again, paint, and now you see the color that you use for color 1 is right there. So you could just put that as color 2 and color 3 if you like. That swatch will be right there ready to go. So there you go, that's how to paint the wings completely yellow. Okay, and accept. Then if you want to paint the body all another color, just double click here and that selects the entire fuselage front to back. Okay, so let's say if you want to paint that red here, and we don't have red, so let's slide here's that the right hue, saturation down, brightness up, and accept. Now double click it again and go to paint, and you see the red swatch is there ready to go. So you can use that for color 2 and that for color 3. There you go. Accept. And I did a lot of things because I was trying to simulate the way I put this together, by the way, is I just went to Google images, and I did a search for biplane, and I got, like, you know, dozens of images of biplanes, and that's what I used to basically create this build. The only thing about this build is, and one thing you could do is you could like paint the shield generator black so that would simulate the head of the pilot, which is in the cockpit, the kind of fake cockpit, which is your grav drive right there, right? So you can make it black or gray. Gray is good. And accept. The only thing about this build is it's impossible to simulate the front wheels that are typically on the biplane. Oh yeah, it's like if you want to like reattach the wings, don't forget to duplicate this Damon's belly app, duplicate it, and then put it over there like that. And same thing on this side. And now your front wings are attached to the body again, right? Now the only thing, like I said, about this build is I'm just double clicking to select everything. And wait a minute. Edit. Oh, you can't do that. The only thing is that's missing is the wheel struts. But the problem is there is no landing gear. First of all, the landing bay has to be at ground level along with your landing gear. And the only landing gear that really even closely resembles the wheel struts on a biplane would be... I wonder if we have it here. This one here. All the other landing gear, I mean, it looks like turtle's legs, or it looks like this. Or you got your Acculander. None of them really look like the landing gear on a biplane. And none of them have anything round at the bottom. And the only round part in all of the parts available that I could find is the shield generator. And you can only put one shield generator on your ship, so you can't use two shield generators to simulate the wheels and the landing gear on a biplane. So the only thing I could think of to kind of sort of simulate the landing gear with the wheels on the biplane would be to use this one right here. And then what you'd have to do is you'd have to move your ship, you'd have to take out the landing bay, slap a 1x1 hab on top of that to raise your ship up one, and then lose all these landing gears here, and somehow, and then slap a couple of those Hope landing gears here, one on each side. I can't see my ship. See, like that. Put that there like that. One on each side. And it would kind of sort of look like, but it's really clunky. It's really clunky. So I decided to just abandon the idea of having wheels on the biplane. Still looks pretty good like that. That's actually a not bad paint job. That's not bad actually. That's it. That's my biplane. And like I said, totally kicks ass. And I'll show some footage at the end of it in combat if I didn't do that at the beginning. And I also, like I said, when I took this into combat, I was just obliterating other ships. High level ships too. And then I commandeered, without even trying, I commandeered 2 ships and got the Fleet Commander achievement. I wasn't even trying. So I got that. So this ship is basically late game ready. It's ready to rock and roll. It's ready to rock and roll. And like I said, I'm going to use it just for a larf for the rest of the walkthrough. But I'm going to use the other one, which is with the better paint job. So that is about it. If there's anything I forgot, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post a comment. All in, like I said, is 350,000 credits, but you could do it a lot cheaper if you go with cheaper. If you go with like a cheaper reactor and a cheaper, like you'd have to figure it out. What kind of, how much you could get away with as far as engines. You're going to need a lot of thrust in your engines. You could save on the reactor and you could save on the grav drive. I'm not sure how much you could save doing this. Oh, that's another thing I did with the paint job. To kind of like simulate the business end of a biplane, what you'd want to do is select the cockpit, these two weapons, the Docker 4, and the landing bay. And paint those black. Or gray. Gray is a good color. All three colors. Just like that. There you go. So it simulates the business end of a biplane. Like the propellers there and whatnot, you know. Oops, this one accidentally got painted by accident. I accidentally selected it. There we go. The SSOS biplane. Slack squadron of outrageous starships. SSOS. We're done here. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Like I said, post a comment. If you have any questions, post a comment. Don't hesitate to ask. And please give me a thumbs up. This was 3 days work. But like I said, it was like a labor of love. I was just like, I was having a fucking riot doing this. And the only reason I'm making this video now is because I promised yesterday that Starfield would return today. If not, I could easily spend another 3 days on the paint job to get it just right. But like, you know, see what I do for you guys. I said I'd put a video up today, so here it is. And yeah, we're gonna use this for the walkthrough. Henceforth, you don't have to. This is entirely optional, eh? I mean, you know, if you're following the walkthrough, and you got all the whatchamacallit, ship design rank 4, you could do everything I did with the build of the ship except the wings. Just don't add the wings, and there's your ship. There's your kick-ass ship. Whole thing, like I showed you, is completely functional without the wings. All systems nominal. Just do everything without the wings and rearrange it how you like it. But yeah, use those kick-ass weapons, the Ford PB Alpha 300s, and you know, just like that. But I'm going to use this because it's such a fucking riot. I think it's such a laugh to every time I see one of these take off, I just crack right up. I crack right up. Let's do a takeoff just to end off this video.
What's on your mind?
Does anybody know how to permanently get rid of Barrett? I took him off as the crew member, but he's like, it even switched ships, and he comes to the next ship and he's still there, even though he's not a member of the crew anymore. This is like really annoying. You know, I unassigned him, and he still hangs around the ship. That's got to be a glitch. So I don't know how to permanently get rid of Barrett, because you know, him blathering away is just like, it's really annoying. If anybody knows how to do that, post a comment. Okay, so let's do a takeoff to end off this video. Thanks a lot for watching. If you thought this was remotely entertaining and or informative, you know what to do. Post a comment, give me a thumbs up, and most importantly, subscribe to make sure you get all my videos hot off the press. Alright, see you next time. Just love it. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes, alright? Thanks a lot, really appreciate it.